Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about your fitness as it relates to being an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur. If you don't know me yet, my name is Cami Hostetler. I have over 20 years in the wellness and fitness space, and I am a born again believer Christian since 2013. In my previous video, I gave a little bit of my testimony and led uh, the scripture on how to follow Jesus. If you want to know how you can be saved and be sure that you'll go to heaven when you die, I encourage you to watch that video. So, fitness as it relates to being an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, where do you start? A lot of women just focus on a couple different aspects of their business. I don't have kids yet, so I cannot talk to the women that have kids. I apologize, but I do not have kids yet. So there's plenty of other women entrepreneurs that have kids that can kind of lead you in that area if you're raising a family. However, I can help lead you in where to start with your fitness, even if you have kids, but I just can't relate yet. So, um, what it looks like for me is so I was a pro athlete in my 20s, and I went from being a pro athlete, top level, as top as you could go. I was actually a pro MMA fighter and I fought in Japan for a lightweight world title. I was then in multiple car accidents. I was in 5 car accidents in 8 years at the height of my MMA career. So I really always used fitness as a stress relief. When I could not work out due to all my physical pain and back and neck pain and injuries from the car accidents, I had to focus on my mental health. However, I still did things physically to kind of push myself through that physical pain. I ended up doing a bodybuilding show after my rehab. I did about 9 years of physical therapy and rehab. So I did a bodybuilding show after that to really just show myself I can compete again, I can overcome the physical pain, and I can show others that it can be done if you have injuries. Um, so what I do now currently is I lift weights. I'm definitely not as strenuous. It's not as strenuous as it was before, just because I am healing, nervous system, being in survival mode for a while, and um, lifting heavy has its place. That is for sure. I love lifting heavy, but there's a time and a place for it. Making sure that your nervous system is not overloaded when you start to lift heavy. If you're a beginner or you want to add more fitness into your life, how does that look? What does that look like for you? I say literally start with 10 minutes. If you have kids, if your business is banging and booming and you're like, I don't know where I'm going to find the time to actually work out, literally start with 10 minutes. Everybody has 10 minutes. I say do it first thing in the morning. Even if you are, um, even if you are not sure what to do, like where to start, I'm eventually going to start doing some more workouts on this channel. So then you can follow along for that. In the meantime, since I don't have any fitness videos up, I follow a channel called Mad Fit, and you can check it out. She has good stuff for beginners all the way to more advanced. So if you are just beginning your fitness journey, you can follow Mad Fit today, and you could do 10 minutes. She has videos, from a warm up, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to, 30 minutes to an hour. So you can follow her channel if you want. But what does it look like fitting it into your day? Some people love getting it done in the morning. I personally like doing it in the morning. I have a little bit more energy. I want to get it done first thing in the morning, so then it actually fuels me for the rest of the day. Sometimes I literally only have 10 minutes to do like a warm up and warm up my body, move my body, stretch my body. And then there's other days that I go to the gym for an hour, and there's really no need, unless you're going to be a pro athlete, there's no need to be in the gym or working out at home for more than an hour, unless you have time, unless you really love it. It doesn't have to be strenuous. I really enjoy going for walks, and, walking is super great for your health and your mental health. If you only have time for a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk, whatever that looks like, you need to prioritize it, because our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. And if we are not taking care of our body, we cannot hear God clearly. And God cannot speak to us if we are bogged down with, um, drinking, smoking, addictions, not taking care of ourselves. That's why the Bible and God says to fast, because we are fasting from um, our the food, which weighs us down, which causes a lot of um, just, emotions throughout our body, that if we fast from that, we're able to hear God more clearly. I have fasted at different times, and it's great. However, if your nervous system is super activated, you're healing gut inflammation, you are having to heal mold toxicity, which has been my case. I have had mold toxicity and gut dysbiosis, even SIBO for the last few years, and just having such, mast cell activations where I know that I wasn't getting proper nutrition, and include a lot of stress on top of that. So fasting, going complete fasting, no food for, a day or a few days, is not always great, especially for women. And so you can try a Daniel fast that is basically just eating fruits and veggies and liquids, but no caffeine, um, no alcohol. So I've done that before. Yesterday I did fast actually most of the day, and towards the end of the day, maybe around 3 o'clock, I actually did really kind of have a breakdown where I wasn't quite sure if it was like a spiritual attack, or if it truly was because there's higher cortisol when you're fasting. Your cortisol spikes at different times. And so you do need to listen to your body. Another thing is with fitness is, what do you enjoy? Do you enjoy dancing, walking, weights, stretching, Pilates? You have to find something that is fun for you to do so that it is sustainable. Me working out as an athlete was not sustainable long term. I was in the gym doing kickboxing, wrestling, jujitsu, boxing, lifting weights, cardio, running, sprinting, and that's for a period of time, right? That's not sustainable. I am amazed at what I did. I'm so grateful that my body, did all of that, but it definitely took a toll on my health. When I was 19, I actually had a kidney infection, and I I went to the hospital. I thought I was super healthy as an athlete, but I really wasn't. And any professional athlete will tell you that it's not healthy, sustainable. It is so much stress on your body, and it's for a period of time. So God bless the athletes that have been doing it for many years, because it is really hard on the body and the mind. I know a lot of pro athletes that actually have been suicidal. Um, even I've ridden and trained horses my whole life, and I worked with a lot of horse trainers and top level competitors, national and international competitors in the horse riding arena. And one of them specifically is an Olympian, Stefan Peters, and he really talked about several years ago how um, his mental health, he was suicidal, because when you're at such a top level, there's so much stress and pressure on your health and your mental health and your family and your body. And how do you juggle it all, right? And that's where we need God, because if God is not at the center of our life, then how do we handle all these pressures that are just so much weight? And a lot of it is self-imposed, especially athletes, entrepreneurs, business people. We have a lot of drive and pressure on our own self to do more, be better, go higher. But what does our fitness look like when we rest in God? How can we incorporate loving our body, being a good steward of our body, and doing it for the glory of God? So, fitness as it relates to an aspiring entrepreneur, or if you already are an entrepreneur and you do not have a fitness routine, I encourage you to really see what that would look like in your day-to-day life. It is a muscle. You do have to build it as a routine, so then it's just second nature. For me, I love it. I have to do it. It's non-negotiable for me. I am going to encourage you and challenge you. If you are wanting to do more for your own health and fitness, you do have to have it as a non-negotiable. It's going to suck. You're going to have to push through it. Um, for me, it's easy. I can actually work out all day doing a hard workout, because I'm very kinesthetic. I can move my body, um, and it may be hard, it may be challenging, but I will do it. There's other things in business that I'm not so good at, and that's sometimes more in the mental aspect for me. Although physical fitness is mental, because you are having to um, push through that hump of when you want to quit. So there's you have to have zero quit in life, but also in business. If you want to push through that next level, you have to have your fitness as a non-negotiable. So again, just repeating, what does that look like for you in your day-to-day life? 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes. Literally, you can do something for 5 minutes, and then you're going to build on it. I always tell my clients, What can you do every day for 5 minutes that is focused on your fitness? Um, I'm also going to talk eventually more about wellness things that I do, um, since I have been in the wellness and fitness space for a long time. Um, but at least for now, if you're just getting started, put on a YouTube video for 5 minutes. Like I said, eventually I will have more fitness videos on here that you can follow along and we can do a workout together. But start to think about why you don't do it. If you don't have a routine already, why? You might want to write this down. Why don't I already have a fitness routine? Is it because I don't like it? I don't like to work out. I don't want to move my body. Maybe you are more in your mind. Maybe you are just more analytical. Um, why? Why don't you want to work out? Why don't you want to move your body? If you are exhausted, if you are exhausted already from doing your day to day work and activities, are you truly giving back to yourself? Or you just get up and you start focusing on what everybody else needs and wants? That is also another big thing in business and entrepreneurship, is especially women who are over givers or people pleasers. We tend to just do what other people need us to do and we don't give back to ourselves. So that's one thing that I've always done for myself as a non-negotiable. I have always done something physical, active, hiking. I just encourage you. What can you do to just start building that foundation? Because once you start feeling your body get stronger, your mind is going to be stronger and you'll have a lot more capacity for your business to grow. I know that when I feel super strong physically, I'm very strong mentally too. And I think that's where we really need to make sure that we are prioritizing our own health and fitness to make sure that we have the mental clarity and mental toughness to get through our daily operations and just all the things that come up in life. Also, the more physically strong you are, the more you can do, right? I remember when my mom said that she used to smoke when we were kids, and she said that she wanted to be able to play with us and not be winded or tired, and so she quit smoking when we were like 4 or 5 or something. With that being said, is there other things that you want to be able to do? You know, do you have other fitness goals? Have you ever wanted to run a marathon or hike a mountain or something? I personally don't want to run a marathon because I have massaged at the finish line at marathons and seen how broken people are. However, I have respect because there's a lot of mental toughness that goes into that. So you don't necessarily have to, you know, have a goal of, something crazy, but as an entrepreneur, you want to push yourself a little bit. As long as you don't have major health problems, I want you to be able to do something physical that you haven't been able to do. Some people's goal is to, I want to be physically fit now so then I can be able to pick up my grandkids as they are kids and babies and, not be completely old and decrepit, right? So you have to look at the future a little bit more. It has to be sustainable. If you're not physically fit now, how are you going to sustain a business when it gets bigger and there's more employees, there's more stress, there's more orders, there's more things coming in? If you don't feel well, you cannot do well. So I encourage you to just look at what the future you wants. What does the future you look like? Do you have the physical strength and stamina to do what you need to do in the future? Not just today, but in the future. Ask your future self, what does your ideal fitness routine look like? What does your ideal energy levels feel like? What kind of health and body do you really want for the future? Because what we do today affects our future self 10, 15, 20 years from now. Um, so I will leave you with that. I hope that helps. I hope it encourages you. If you have any questions, if you need any place to start, just comment below and I'll absolutely help you out. I want to see you succeed. You can do it. There is nothing impossible with God on your side. So if you are feeling um, so overwhelmed that you don't know where to start, look on MadFit, and again, just follow for more because I do want to get some fitness videos up to help you. I hope that helps. Have a blessed day. God bless you.